The Decay of Lying, Oscar Wilde. This looks interesting. I think I'm going to have to read this. It's not a very long book either. But I brought it along because it's got another use for me to show, which is something like in my other hand. It's set of very strange four objects, dice actually, although they're only not six-sided, they're four-sided. But they have a very odd shape, and they do something extraordinary when you place a book on them. Let me show you. Set them like that, place the book on top with its title towards you so you can read it, and then rest it, and I move it around, and it behaves exactly as if I've got four ball bearings there pushing down, because the book's not moving up and down at all. What's going on there? Well, they're a very special shape, these dice, a kind of tetrahedron which has been modified, so all of them have got the same diameter however they're lying, whatever position they're in, it's the same, exactly the same diameter, just as if they were a round, perfectly round sphere, a ball bearing in fact. And with the thing on top, it doesn't move up and down, it just moves around smoothly, just as if there's a single or a set of ball bearings underneath to allow it to move. Very strange, but it can be used for dice if you wanted a game with only 1 to 4. Well, I've brought a few of my other dice novelties with me. None of them I would actually use as a game, but they all could be used for gaming. So this one, for instance, I picked up about 40 years ago. It was a set of dice, all with Las Vegas names to it. There was games in it, and this one's got the dice game in it. And there's the dice. There's the mug, and there's the dice. Isn't that nice? When you finish the glass and you finish the beer, like that, you shake it, and you have a dice. There's a 5 and a 2. That's a score of 7. Shake them again, and you've got a 4 and a 4. That's 2 4s, 8, and so on. As you shake it, it makes a perfectly good set of gaming dice, and of course you never use them, you never lose them because they're fixed within the bottom of the mug. So a jolly good idea, that, and it's working dice. By contrast, this is some very clever stuff. It is a dice, you couldn't roll it over the table and make it perform, but what's this here? Well, it turned out to have two ways of making it randomised. You can roll it over the table, or you can push the button. Yes, batteries inside, electronic, there's a 6 there. You roll it or push the button and do it again, and it's someone else's turn, up to 1, followed by, and so on. You can make as many pushes as you like. It'll last for weeks with that battery inside, and it is a working dice, both rolling it on the table and pushing the little yellow switch. Very nice idea. Here's something for small children to play with. Very soft plush dice. I didn't know I had these actually. I've only come across them recently when hunting for other sort of toys. But they're very soft. You often see these things with a bit of cord attached to the car window because they won't hurt anything. They're only made of plush. They've probably got foam rubber inside, I think. They're very soft, very light, and for children very tactile to touch, and yet they can play games, board games, because they will roll just like dice should, and so they should. A more sophisticated thing is this extraordinary thing here. I have got a set of these, but it's called an over-shaken dice. It's got a 1 somewhere. There we are, there's a 1, but look what it's got to. It's as if the dot itself was sort of moving a little bit of paper or a magnet holding it, and it was overshaken, and it's now come into the corner. It's opposite a 6, but you can't make that out. Well, you have to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 6, but what a bizarre shape. And the 5 is as bad as that, and there's a 2, and so on, and 3 and 4. So it's as if you've been over-shaking the dice, and each time you do it, the poor little spots have a move around and get all jumbled up. Very tongue in the cheek, but great fun. Here's a very, very strange and interesting dice now. There's a 6 there, and there's a 1 there, and so on. And it's got something that is bizarre about it, because it's got a sign saying push. Push, and this side up. So I'll push it and see what happens, right? Woof. Oh, it's a lighter. Goodness me. A cigarette lighter. Yes, there's a filling point. How bizarre. So you could use it as a dice, and when you want to stop and have a cigarette, push the button, and you can light your cigarette with it. Very clever stuff. Oh. And the last one is charming idea. I picked it up in New York, but it comes from, would you believe, Stratford-on-Avon in Britain, Shakespeare country. Mini Maria it's called. Very smart box and a very, very unusual dice. Probably the most elegant one I've ever seen, I think. It's beautiful, but it's got lids to it and a hinge, and what's going on? Well, the answer is you put your thumb underneath and you flick it open, and up pops a jack-in-the-box. Isn't that delicious? Absolutely delicious. It's made of nice quality metal, and when you pop it open, up pops the jack, to the amusement and the enjoyment of small children when they're looking at these things. So these are all very unusual, very dicey dice, I suppose I have to call them, which I enjoy using. One could use them for games, but I just enjoy showing them to people and letting people play with them.